Now, this year through to 2026, the theme for World Suicide Prevention Day remains the same. Now significant to the triennial theme, changing the narrative is a call to action to start the conversation. Well, CVM News did just that, and in a sit-down with a mother and daughter, there were surprises and commonalities never discussed between them before on the topic.
Have you ever heard the word suicide? Do you know what suicide is?
Suicide is when a person just gives up on life and says, I just can't bother anymore, so I'm just gonna kill myself.
Okay. Where did you hear that from?
When you watch too many documentaries, because you're bored,
Okay.
and they all come it in the end, which is good.
Have you ever had that thought?
Actually, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A shocking response to Tanya Simpson Walcott from her 11-year-old daughter, and a twist to our story on suicide prevention. You know, suicide is one of those hard-to-discuss topics, even though every year internationally on September 10, there are deliberate attempts to reduce stigma and increase awareness. It's sliced like a knife, her child recounting the summer days left in the company of an older sibling, while mom and dad seemed to be always working.
Sometimes she would fall asleep and I would get bored. And then those thoughts just came to me, end up picking up a knife. But I couldn't do it because life is just the best thing that would ever happen to you. So just don't end it.
Okay.
Well, this is not something we expected to
Not
hear.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
Do you want to tell her now?
Just as how you would have had that thought, and it is because you felt bored. And of course, what you saw on television. Did you know that I've actually tried to commit suicide?
Mm-hmm.
In addition to overhearing phone conversations, Mrs. Simpson Walcott, who is now a Christian and a counselor in training, uses her stories to help others, having moved from what she deemed a position of shame and being constantly flogged by her mother, a single parent.
There were some things that my mom didn't understand. I mean, God bless her soul, she tried to do her best, but I believe that there was not enough love. I felt as if I was neglected, and it's not a neglect that she didn't want to do anything for me, but that thing where you'd want a mother to hug you, to talk with, you didn't get that from her. And as a result of that, I kept having these thoughts. I also was very fearful of her because everything she beat for, which was so strange. And because of the fear drove the thoughts. Sometimes I wish that I could just die and just didn't wake up, just go to bed and just didn't wake up.
And then one day you actually tried.
She survived a major overdose of pills and alcohol, brought back at hospital after being bullied in school, and later in the face of abuse as a young adult, the thoughts came right back.
There are always underlying issues to a person's situation. And if it is that we don't find the root cause of the problem, this is where you find persons being fearful, and they will also have these suicidal ideations or tendencies. And if persons don't get support, they will succumb to this.